most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMA Anomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMA Anomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olan, a.k.a. MMA Anomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMA Anomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olan, a.k.a. MMA Anomaly, and not with me, as always. I have a different co-host, as you can see. I got Crossover, the different co-host with the most, sitting here next to me to break down our reactions to UFC Vegas 106. Crossover MMA. How are we doing, my guy?
Brother, I'm doing amazing. Even though we don't have any fights this weekend coming up, man, I always feel good when I get to come on the show and chop it up with you over here, brother.
Likewise, my guy. Always happy to get to chat with you. And I feel like we almost always agree more than I feel like a lot of the guys that I do these shows with, even my own co-host, right? So it's nice. It's nice to have a true like-minded individual on the show with me. So with that, let's go ahead and jump on into these fights because I feel like there's plenty to talk about. Starting with, before we talk about a specific fight, I mean, come on, bro. We talked about the fact that people were kind of crabbing on this card going into the week. And I think you and I both tried to tell them, like, hey, I don't think this is the one to crap on. If you look ahead a few weeks, maybe so, but not this one. There's some pretty live finishes, and I think we were right. Yeah.
Oh, dude, definitely. I'm to the point now. I'm kind of like, whenever there's a card that everybody's kind of down about, nobody's excited about, I already know the weekend is going to be good. The card's going to be good. We're going to have a great time, but it's going to be the cards that everybody hypes up, is excited about, will kind of be like, it was good, but did it really live up to all the hype? I would much rather take these cards where we don't expect much and we just get a phenomenal night of fights.
Absolutely, man. It's much better to, when you go out to a restaurant, if somebody tells you there's a 30-minute wait and you get sat in 15 minutes, that's fantastic, right? You're happy about that. Mm-hmm. You were expecting it to not be the greatest situation and it was way better.
Mm-hmm.
If someone tells you it's a 30-minute wait and it takes them 45 minutes or an hour to see you, brother, it's already going to be hard to please you. So these overstacked cards on paper, we're almost expecting too much out of them before they even start. And these cards, where we look at them and we're like, it's okay for a fight night. All the prelims end up being finishes for the most part. Like, bro, come on, sign me up, inject that kind of fight card into my veins, bro. So let's talk about one that wasn't a finish, one that started off the night. And also let's talk about what happened after. So it was a women's strawweight battle between Tisha Pennington, formerly known as Tisha Torres, the Tiny Tornado, coming in against Lana Pinheiro. I'll keep my breakdown short and sweet on this one, Cross. I thought this fight went exactly how I said it would, right? I thought Tisha was going to look to go out there, control the distance, and also look to try and get takedowns, but that they probably wouldn't really go so well for her, that she would try and or really have to keep this dominant on the feet and dictate the pace of the fight. I think she did exactly that. Not only did she do that, but she made her opponent fail 5 out of 10 times on her takedown attempts, which obviously showed because it made her opponent look like she was getting tired out there, right? Which grappling's not easy, takes its toll on you over the time. Outlanded her opponent 78 to 46 on total strikes, 63 to 40 on significant strikes, and just looked like the better, sharper, more veteran fighter out there, right? The person who's been against the better opposition, and with all due respect, been in the UFC octagon for much longer. So Tisha did exactly what she needed to do to get that win on the scorecards. Nothing more, nothing less. Curious to hear your thoughts. Did anything surprise you about this fight at all?
Nothing surprised me at all. Like I had Tisha Pennington going into it, and she pretty much did what I thought she would do. You just could see the difference in the experience level. You can tell her being in there with some other high level women's MMA martial artists, and you just could see it. Like she was changing stuff up, throwing the timing off. The spinning back fist she landed was nasty. Tisha Pennington, man, like the tiny tornado, like I always enjoy watching her fight because she's so fast and she's just scrappy. And vet moves, she got the job done.
Absolutely, man. She went out there, like you said, vet moves, got the job done. Before we move forward, let's jump into the chat. Shout out Dixon Sider, who says, Olan, I will never, ever forgive that bum Bellato for pulling out because he found out he got herpes. If his fight with Craig goes through, I would have been in contention for $15K instead of winning $15. Oh, man, that's tough. Ooh. That is tough. If it makes you feel any better, I had him on a cheeky little 4-leg parlay, and all 3 of the other legs did slap. So I won a significant amount less than I would have on that 4-legger. But that's okay. We move on. At least we won something. I will forever root against Rodolfo Bellato in the hopes he never wins another UFC fight. And in fact, I hope the UFC feeds him to a killer next for costing the UFC a bag in the co-main spot. I mean, Dixon, that might actually happen. That might actually happen, yeah? Leroy, hashtag justice for Ola, hashtag justice for Olan, hashtag catch that weasel. I mean, yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And smash the likes up like Leroy said, people. Let's go. Matua, love seeing you in the stream. Perfect stream in the background on a perfect stream. Love that. Absolutely love that. Sup Cross says Chris Cushman. Hope you're having a good day, Chris. Matua, is Tisha and Raquel the only couple to ever fight in the UFC or in MMA? No, there's been, Ronda Rousey. I was going to say, there's been 2 others. Travis Brown and Ronda Rousey and
Yana Santos, Thiago Santos as well.
Oh, 3 more. JP Bays and Cheyenne Velismus is the one I was thinking of. They were actually husband and wife. And then they got divorced once they got to the UFC.
Fun fact before we move on. Before I was like a super big MMA fan, I dated a fighter. So and like it was very different because you like obviously there was a massive size difference, right? And like we would go.
She was
out
way bigger than you, huh? You're a small guy.
No chance. But like, bro, like we would go out and like she would have black eyes and stuff, and I would get the craziest looks, bro. Craziest looks.
That's tough. I was wondering which direction you were going with this, but yeah, that tracks.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. Yeah. Yeah, that's, I can imagine the looks and conversations happening around you. Can I ask you guys how Morales does what he was supposed to do? Bonus, Gordon by KO plus 900, cashed it, doesn't get the bonus. Shame on the UFC.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, Chris, you're not wrong, man. I mean, Morales did exactly what he was supposed to do. And Gordon was definitely not supposed to go out there and get a KO, let alone go out there and get a KO in the first round.
Yes. Like super.
When I saw that, I literally shouted out loud, "Parlay killer."
Yeah.
My God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think what it is like, I mean, we'll get to Morales a little later, but bro, what he did was impressive.
Yes. That'll teach her for forgetting to cut the cross off your sandwiches, Cross.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Sheesh, my God. And with that, after the fights, after all the fights, Tisha was backstage at the post-fight presser, and she was crying. She was in tears, asking for the UFC to give her a ranked top 10 opponent, a serious opponent. She doesn't have many years left in her career, bro. Like, I think that's a just and like, I think that's an okay call out, right?
For sure, absolutely. I don't see why she shouldn't. Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's fought pretty much everybody. She's still super competitive in all her fights. Even the fights she loses, they're split decisions. So I think she's well within her rights to ask for that, and I think she's earned it.
100%, man. I agree. If that is the case, right? Just looking at the UFC rankings for women's strawweight, who would we put her up against? Like, who would you like to see the UFC match her up against in strawweight right now?
Let me pull this up. Okay.
Like a Tabitha Ricci match would be fun. Mackenzie Dern or no, who did they just match up? Amanda Hebus.
I like Lucindo because she just took a L, right? I'm pretty sure she just lost. Yeah, she just lost her last fight.
Yeah, Yasmin Lucindo would be fun.
Mm-hmm. Like put Tisha up there, man. You know, like you said, she don't have much time left. You know,
not a lot of tread left on the tires for her, man. She's like you said, even when she goes out there and loses, it's not like it's a quick flash KO or something. Mm-hmm. She's taking damage, bro. It's a split decision loss. It's a bit of a war, whether it's 15 minutes or 25. She goes out there and puts it on. Got to give it up, man. Speaking of someone you got to give it up for, jeez Louise. Staying in these smaller weight classes, we move on into the men's flyweight division for a bout that took place between Park Hyung-sung and Carlos Hernandez. Holy smokes, Cross. I'm going to let you take the lead on this one, but tell the people, man, did you see this fight ending so quickly or by submission?
I'm going to be honest. I went with Park going into the fight. I did think he would get a finish, but man, he looked really good. And I think 125's got another little exciting Asian potential prospect in the division. And I mean, this guy's got it all. Before going into the fight, I was talking about his power. I knew he could grapple, but I mean, I don't think this guy has holes anywhere. So he's going to be a problem in the division.
I think, I've had this conversation off the air, but I'm curious if you agree with me here. I feel like the road to the UFC is very slept on. And I feel like road to UFC currently has more killers in it that it's producing and kind of introducing the world to than the Contender Series or Tough does in the last few seasons.
So I kind of look at road to the UFC for me. When I typically watch it, I feel like it's more grappling heavy than Dana White's Contender Series. I feel like everybody in road to the UFC can wrestle, high pace, like can scramble. All of them have good submission. That's literally like all the guys that come out of there. So for me, when I watch Road to the UFC, it has a little different vibe to it. Whereas with Contender Series, I feel like it's mostly strikers looking to get finishes and knock guys out early. So I mean, hey, I like what Asia is starting to bring to the UFC. I like it a lot.
Absolutely, man. And I think this guy, Peace of Mind, Hyung-sung Park, he's the truth. Like you said, he's a very well-rounded fighter. He improves to 5 wins by submission, 4 by KO, and 1 win by decision. 0 losses in his career. Holy smokes. Like, this is just a fun fighter no matter how you slice it. And that fight on Saturday morning or afternoon was fun, no matter who you are. Like, he went out there and put it on that guy. 17-4 in total strikes. He landed as many strikes as his opponent attempted. Mm-hmm. That's nasty work, brother. And then he goes out there and just gets it done via nasty submission. It was a rear naked choke, 2 minutes and 26 seconds into the very first round. Just sliced through the guard like a hot knife through butter. Yeah. Things you really love to see. Chris Cushman says Road to UFC definitely slept on. My 100%. Guy. Appreciate 100%. You. Rob Rex, yo. I just read a report, Jean Silva versus Diego Lopez being targeted. Who you got? I like that matchup.
I'm gonna be honest. I like the matchup. I'm kind of surprised by it because I thought Diego Lopez Jair was kind of like a done deal after the whole press conference. But hey, they got to give Silva somebody because the dude's been on a tear.
Yes, he has. And
who you liking that?
That's tough, man, because I'm a big Diego.
Where are you?
Lopez fan. But man, it's truly hard to bet against John Silva. The dude is, in every sense of the word, dog or a demon. But either way, I like John Silva in that fight. I think he just hits too hard. And we've seen what happens when somebody doesn't allow Diego to have any space. I think Volkanovski kind of built a roadmap to beating Diego.
Yep. And I think Silva's a good enough striker to where he can take that footage, that tape. Of course, the fight nerds, they're going to break it all the way down, and they're going to see the game plan, see what was giving Diego problems, and they just will build off of it. So in that matchup, I would go with James Silva.
Yeah, I like John Silva in that one a lot. Leroy said, I think Yair is getting another shot at Volk. Make it make sense. Fuck.
Bro, how are they doing this to Movsar Evloev?
What?
That would be crazy if they do that.
I don't even like Movsar. But like, you're right. Like, how are they doing this to this guy?
This is worse than what they did to Bilal.
That's insane, bro. That's insane. Yair should be nowhere near a title shot. Like it or not, Evloev should be next. Thanks, Oster.
Hey.
Like, yeah, I literally just said that. Like, I don't like Evloev, but
like Evloev already
had.
Evloev had a case to be in the last featherweight title fight over Diego Lopez. Got to win over him.
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
And he's undefeated.
I truly don't get it.
Yeah, that's tough.
That one doesn't make any sense to me. Now, as far as what should be next, do you have a name on the tip of your tongue for like a Hyong Sung Park, or do you think he's still too early in the UFC to get a name of any sort?
I think it's still too early to give him a name. Like, clearly we see all the skills there. Give him another fight. If he gets another first round finish, then give him a top 15 guy for sure. Osterberry says, Van? Bro, why are you trying to do that to Van, man? Like, let Van develop. Bro, they both are young, man. Because Van's like in the top 10 right now, I think.
I got a different one for you. And I don't know if anybody's gonna like this one or not, but I like Kevin El Gallo Negro Borjas.
Ooh.
He just came out there and put a hurting for certain on Renato Rodriguez. Old smiley boy.
Oof.
I think that's a fun fight.
A good fight. That's a good fight, bro. I like that. That's a good fight. Because Borjas looked really good against Lazy
Borjas
Boy.
looked sharp, bro.
Piecing him up, bro. Piecing him up.
And they were saying Joshua Van in the chat. Oster was like, this guy 3 fights ago fought Joshua Van and he lost a unanimous decision, but Josh couldn't finish him either. And it was not like super dominant, if I remember correctly. And that was also, by the way, that's who they made Kevin Borjas make his fucking debut against.
That's tough.
Bro, they were like, by the way, here's Josh Van
down there at flyweight. There's some guys down there now.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like some other names that you could give him. Flippy Buns.
I like
Buns.
that.
Shout out to the beardless man for that nickname. We're talking about a Filipino, Felipe Bunez. I think that's a good one. And if we want to go even further down, maybe we give him like Jimmy the Brick Flick, because he doesn't have anybody lined up. Oh, Felipe's coming off 2 losses too. Felipe Dos Santos.
Yeah.
But I feel like that might be too easy.
Just lost to Van. Who did Van just beat?
The guy that just lost to Van? That was the guy that was supposed to be a freaking phenom out of Japan.
Oh, Saruya.
Yeah. Yeah, Ray.
I like Park though. Like I think he is. Yeah, you like the grappling.
Oh, fuck off, bro. I like good fighters.
Bro, Bro, I like it too. Hey, don't judge me. I like it too.
Cody Durden and Saruya, Chris Cushman. Do you work for the UFC or are you applying tomorrow? Because that's a great matchup. That's a great matchup. I like that.
Yeah.
Durden and Saruya. I like that one a lot. I just want to see Saruya get back in there and stay active.
Yeah, you got to build him back up though, because that loss
that was tough.
Was tough. Yeah, it was real tough.
What's crazy is it was way tougher watching it in person than it was on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at the stats on paper, you're like, oh, that's a pretty close fight. But if you watch it, you're like, that's not a close fight.
Yeah. I think the reason why I went with Van in that was the takedown defense. I just figured like he was going to make it so tough on Saruya to get him down.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. Let's see. I agree. Movzar is undefeated and should get a title shot. Yeah, dude. I feel like that's the general consensus, right? Mm-hmm. The grappling versus Aljo was fun to watch. I was pulling for Aljo, but I thought it could go either way. I thought that fight could have been judged either way, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
It was a really close fight. If they would have given the nod to Aljo, I wouldn't have been upset. I don't think a lot of people would have. Volk's going to finish Yair again, says Leroy. Then fight Arnold Almighty Allen. Movzar versus Murphy. Someone's O's got to go.
That's messed up.
I mean,
that's messed up.
I hate it, but you know what? He's probably not wrong. Dana hates Movzar.
Clearly.
Or Hunter. Maybe Hunter hates Movzar. Somebody hates Movzar in the UFC brass.
They don't like Lerone Murphy either, apparently.
They definitely don't like Lucky Lerone, the Miracle Murphy. Man, that guy's a beast. But he's definitely he's not a marketing machine. That's what I would say.
On. He's definitely slept on.
Yeah. He's not great at marketing himself. Both inside the octagon and on the mic, I think. He could use some marketing work. But
yeah,
dude's a fucking machine as far as fight and work ethic. Speaking of machines, women's strawweight. This fight went somewhat like I thought it was going to go, but just the disrespect shown by Denise Gomes in there against Elise Reed. I felt like the entire first round, if I'm in the corner of Elise Reed, I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, "You've got to make her respect you," because she's just like, all right, okay, and just walking forward. Just landing her shots, eating whatever comes her way, no big deal, throwing leg kicks, throwing bombs to the head. And it looked like she got her hurt towards the end of that first round. And could have probably got her out if she had an extra 5 or 6 seconds. Fight goes to the second round. And it's like she's a pit bull and she just smelled blood, bro. She's like, all right, well, I'm going to kill this girl now. And she just charged forward with reckless abandon in that second round. Took all of 30 seconds. And I mean, that's all she wrote, bro. Like it was nasty, nasty work. She went out there and just dismantled this girl with a left hook. And then followed up. And I thought the ref let her take some unnecessary shots, but
bro, I'm gonna be honest. With the women's fights, they do tend to stop it a little early. Not this past weekend.
That ref watched Rocky right before that one, bro. He's like, if she does, she does.
Clearly.
That was tough, man. What stood out to you in this fight? Anything surprise you?
I'm gonna be honest. Just like Austin Bears in the chat, man, Denise Gomes looked like a young Amanda Nunes with the power in her hands, bro. Like Reed got touched, and you just could tell it was different. She was like, yeah, like this is a little different right here. And 100%, man, Gomes just like she knew it, like she believed in her power, gave Reed no respect at all. Was like, yeah, I'm gonna get you out of here. And she did it.
She did. And she made it look honestly a little bit too easy, in my opinion. Is there a name on the tip of your tongue for Denise Gomes? Because I feel like you gotta give her somebody ranked at strawweight at this point.
Low key, I feel like strawweight's trying to replenish the division. And it's tough because everybody in front of her is won. Because like Pinheiro is probably going to be out of the rankings tomorrow. But Luma Luke Boomies won her last fight. Tisha Pennington's won. Angela Hill won her last fight. Godinez won her last fight. And then you get up to Tabitha Ritchie, but she's all the way up to 10. But I'm going to be honest. Denise Gomes definitely needs a ranked opponent. 100%. 100%. I would probably go with Angela Hill, honestly.
I love that. That's the first name I wrote down. But I was like, I feel like people are going to be mad at me for just saying Angela Hill because it's an easy name, and I know she won't say no. The other name that comes to mind, and this is one that I think people are going to like even less, but honestly, guys, like, fucking fight me in the chat. Tatiana Suarez. Like, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. And Patchy Mix, her boo thing, he just made it to the UFC and got a fight announced like 30 minutes later. So, he's been in the UFC for all of like 47 minutes. He's already more active than she's been in the last 3 years. I know she's been riddled with injuries, but I think she's okay now, other than the damage she absorbed from that Zhang Weili fight. And the skill deficit against her and Zhang was massive. She needs a builder fight massively. Am I drinking like crazy Kool-Aid right now, or
you gonna send her all the way up to number 2?
I mean, I don't think Tatiana Suarez should be number 2, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Okay, there's another name in the top 10. Tell me what you think. Jessica Andrade. Coming off of a loss. An ugly loss. Got to fight down.
That was a nasty loss. That was a nasty loss. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I
like that.
Andrade
I do like that a lot.
I think the Andrade we used to know, I think she's gone. Like, I don't think.
Oh, no. I don't think she has that nuclear power anymore. Yeah. And I think the speed, if anything, we saw her last fight, Andrade's speed is gone.
Yeah. And she already gives up a lot of size anyway, because she's already just undersized. So
she's just so short and compact.
Exactly.
I think Denise Gomes would. I think she'd probably do bad things to this version of her.
Yeah. Because Andrade has gotten a lot more hesitant now. Like, she used to walk in there and just go get after you, whoever you are, just throwing hooks. And if she ate it, she ate it. But she
can't do that anymore.
She can't do it anymore.
The milk carton has expired, bro.
Exactly.
The milk carton is expired, bro. Yeah, Chris Cushman. Gomes kept smacking her with the same combo off the leg kick and KO'd her. It was nasty, bro. It was nasty. And honestly, I agree. Andrade is a good matchup. I just think she does the same exact thing to Andrade.
Yeah.
I think she eats up the inside leg and then throws that overhand. And, dude, she's so strong. Especially for that weight class. Like, you don't typically see that kind of strength in that women's weight class.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty straw weight. You know who else is nasty? Luana Santos. She's got that dog in her. She came out there against Tainara Lisboa, who I know was someone's dog of the week, I believe. Or no, wasn't his dog of the week. Just one of his dogs.
Just a dog. Yeah, just a dog. Just a dog, yeah.
His dog pick, his underdog of the week actually did hit.
Not mine.
Man, who did you end up picking?
Thiago Moises.
That's. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I picked Juicy J. And there were times in the fight where I thought he was doing enough, but we'll get into that. But I'll tell you who definitely did enough. The chick who went out there and landed 50-7 strikes. More than a 5-1 differential here, folks. Like, this fight was disgustingly outmatched. Tainara just looked like she didn't have an answer for the takedowns. As soon as Luana Santos got on top of her, she got her in full mount. She locked her legs around hers and just, I mean, like, I'll be completely honest. I wouldn't be surprised if she said she trained with Khabib for this camp.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
Because, brother, she was just making it look easy on top of this lady, Lisboa. I mean, I'd like to say that I wasn't surprised, but I was definitely surprised. I did not think it was going to be this easy for her. I had her to win the fight, but she got a fucking, was it a key lock?
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time we saw somebody get a key lock?
It's been a while. I think the last one I even remember, I think Jones might have got on somebody actually.
Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Like light heavyweight Jones, like run to the title.
Young.
Like pre-champ.
Jones. Yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah, key lock. That's such a, like, it's funny because it's like a low level, I feel like, jiu-jitsu move that they teach you like early on, but you never see that kind of thing in the UFC being utilized. Just nasty work from Luana Santos. I'm a fan. What were your thoughts on this, man? And will you be paying attention to this lady moving forward?
This was just complete domination, just one-way traffic. Lisboa, I mean, once she got taken down that first time, like, and was stuck there, couldn't get back to her feet, couldn't do anything, honestly. You just knew Santos gets another takedown. This fight's a wrap. He gets the key lock. Man, I think we need to give Santos a ranked matchup in her next fight. And I think a good one would be Chelsea Chandler at that 15 spot. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I'm actually not mad at that. Chelsea Chandler would be a very good matchup for her. And I think that'd be a decent test as far as kind of where she's at right now. Just kind of glancing at the rankings here. Yeah, I mean, because we don't want to like pole vault her too high up. Maybe Priscilla Cachoeira. She's coming off of a win as well. Another TKO win.
Yeah, that's right. She knocked out Nunes. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I remember that. That was nasty too, in like the first round, I think.
Yeah, Josiane. Another chick that's built like a very compact tank, right? Mm-hmm. She knocked the hell out of her, bro. She's got a lot more power than I remember her having prior to that fight. So, yeah. And yeah, Oster. Crossover said straight arm Kimura. I think it was a straight arm bar. Very similar. Either way, yeah. I mean, either way, like just impressive as fuck.
Yeah.
The fact that she landed that submission. I think we can all agree on that. No matter who pulled it off last, it's kind of like when we see a twister, right? We don't see them often. So when we do see them, we're like, ooh, that was neat. Like I literally rewound it and watched that one like 3 times. I was like, what was that? That's nice. Cool. Pretty sure it was key lock. Yeah, I honestly I like either of those matchups for her next, and I don't care if the UFC chooses neither of them because I will pay attention no matter who she fights next. She's a very entertaining fighter. I'd love to see what happens when she does come up against somebody that she has more of a test against. So sign me up either way. And someone in the same vein or a similar vein, maybe more impressive since he did it in just 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Cross. This featherweight bout between Yadier Devale and Connor Matthews. Tell the people how you felt about this one.
Going into it, I went with the guy making his debut off Dana White's Contender Series. And I mean, the guy made it look easy. Like that's the way you want to show up when you come into the UFC. Get a quick finish, make a name for yourself. People are like, all right, who is this guy? Gets a quick finish, one-way traffic. And I mean, hey, give him somebody, like, for real. Like, I feel like with featherweight, with Max leaving the division, Ilya leaving the division, like, we got to get some more guys. You know what I mean? Like, we got to build some more contenders, and we need it like yesterday. So go ahead and start like moving this guy up, get him back in the octagon again. I would say probably you could throw him on probably like the prelims of like a number card, probably at like 318, something like that. Get him back in there quick, or even 317. Get him another fight.
Yeah, dude. Nasty RNC. Another guy who just sliced through the guard of his opponent like a hot knife through butter in this one. Honestly, I say give this guy somebody who can contend with him, right? Give him somebody who is going to put up a really good fight and could kind of derail him. I don't know, man. I like somebody like a Billy Quarantillo. I don't mind somebody like a Nate the Train Landwehr who has one-shot knockout power. And if we want to kind of ride up higher on that train, we can give him either the winner or the loser of this fight on this card, Juicy J or Milky Zellcosta. None of those guys are in the top 25. And I think it would be a fun one. Look, Osterberries, Philly is a good name, but I didn't want to say that because I love Touchy Philly, and that's a dangerous fight for him. I don't want to say
yes,
that.
It is.
I don't want to say that out loud, man. Did you have any names on the tip of your tongue, bro?
You could do, man, I feel like featherweight. I feel like outside of the top 15, like there's a lot of names that people aren't thinking about. For example, like Hyder Emil, William Gomez, Sean Woodson's outside of the top 15, Chepe Mariscal. Like, I feel like it's some names like right there on the fringe, and all those guys can go.
No, dude. With fighters I've met, no, I will never be able to take my bias out of it. It's just, I can't. That's why I try not to bet on those fights as much. It doesn't go well. Yeah, honestly, I like any of those options for him, man. Like, and to be honest, as much as I hate it, he probably does bad things to most of them. The dude looks so sharp everywhere. Speaking of someone that looked a little bit too sharp, it's a shame Nano is not here because he has an internet outage right now in his area. Because he's supposed to be doing this shot with me. We both had Thiago Moises in this one over Jared Flash Gordon. I'll do my shot solo because man. At least I'm not doing a shot to like a boring decision. Which I thought if that's how he got it done, that's how he would get it done. Round 1. 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Crossover as I pour up and do this shot. Dude, what stood out to you and what shocked you about this performance and why was it everything? So in the first round, I think Jared Gordon, like he caught a kick, ended up on top, got some control time, mixing a little ground and pound, and was winning the round. And then they get back to their feet, and then Moises is trying to do a little something on the feet, and they're exchanging low kicks, and then next thing you know, Gordon clips him, knocks him out with one punch. He hits the ground, wakes back up, ground and pound, knocks him out again. Like, phenomenal finish. And it's a good win for Jared Gordon, man. Like, the guy definitely needed, especially after, the robbery against Patty. And then just some of the bad luck. The was it Bobby Green, like the headbutt, and then I think the tough fight with Nasparak Hakpares. Like, he definitely needed it, and it was good to see. Yeah, he's definitely had a weird run of the mill as far as bad luck goes. Yeah. So for him, he was saying he feels like he's on a 6 or 7 fight win streak or some crap like that. Like, good for him because like he has every right to feel that way. I felt like he won that Paddy Pimblett fight, and I feel like most of you guys and gals watching probably did as well. So he's okay in feeling that well. And again, dude, the way that he went out there and got this done, overhand right, just as you said, like I thought if he was going to get this done, it was going to be on the top. It was going to be grappling and just kind of smothering his opponent as we've seen him do, either against the cage or just in top position. But just boom, smacking him with that overhand right. And he was dead to rights on the way down. Dude didn't even know he was dropping. He had an out-of-body experience. Back of his head hits the mat. He wakes up. And then as he wakes up, just imagine.
Ooh.
You're like, that was a weird dream. No! You just eat another one. Bro, just like Donkey Kong, hammer fists, straight, like, dude, oh God. Ground and pound is the worst. It's the worst.
Especially when like they like wind up and they're dropping down on it. It's crazy.
Dude. And he showed he's got some pretty nasty ground and pound, man. Now, with that being said, you said it yourself. He's had a very, very like bad luck run, and it's good to see his luck turn around and him to get a flashy win like this in the very first round. Just 3 minutes and 37 seconds in. Do you think that earns him a ranked name, or is he still somewhere just right outside of the rankings?
Personally, I think what would have been the move for him would have been to take Benoit Saint Denis when he just lost his fight here recently. Like, I think that should have been like any lightweight that had a fight coming up, like, hey, like, I'm the guy, I'll step in, because you know you get that win. Now you're in the top 15. But going forward, though, I think what I like for Gordon could be the loser of Ludwig Klein, Mateusz Gamrot.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm definitely not mad at that. Yeah. I'm not mad at that at all. I was trying to think. Do I like that one better than the names I got? I don't know. Drew Dober's on a 3-loss streak.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fun fight. Obviously. Obvious reasons. Matt the Steamroller Favola on a 2-loss streak.
That was another name I was looking at.
Those are the two big names that I had. Obviously, if you wanted to go further up, you can. You can give him like a Diego Ferreira, who's also coming off of a loss, but I like those other two names better. Mainly Matt Favola. I think that's an interesting fight from a stylistic standpoint. They're both very well rounded. It's one of those fights that like there's no in between. It's either going to be extremely exciting or extremely grindy.
Mm-hmm. I see in the chat, Chris Cushman says Faraz Ziem. Ziem's on I think he's on like a long win streak. You can't do that to him. Back. Yeah, you know what I mean?
He's on a 5-fight win streak.
Yeah.
And his most recent win is over Mike Davis, and he also beat Matt Favola. So, I mean, yeah, he's on a massive win streak. You got to let that guy fight up. Yeah. Like, I'd like to see Faraz Ziem fight somebody like Joel Alvarez. Break somebody's streak.
Ooh, that's nasty. That's a nasty matchup right there. Yeah. I like that. That's a banger right there. I like that a lot.
That's just one of those matches that like makes sense in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Two young dudes streaking. Like, if one loses, it'll be okay because I don't think he'll lose any stock because it'll be a banger fight. And then he'll build back stronger from it. And the winner probably gets pole vaulted into the top 10 conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish when people stream together, it combined all their chats into one, a big uni chat. Dude, me too, Lazy Bed. Me too. That would just be the best thing in the world. Jared was robbed, so it's okay. Yes, Chris. He was robbed. Fair play.
That's one feature on Restream I do like. Cause like I can put the whole chat on the screen
on the side.
So like everybody can see everything.
I'm sure they'll add that at some point in time.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That would be cool, man. So with that being said, we'll go on and move into the headliner of the prelims, which was actually, sorry, I have to do this fucking shot. A bet made, a debt paid. Nano, you owe him one next episode. Folks, if you're drinking, raise something up. If not, that's fine. You can drink water like the man to my right here. You know, he's keeping it healthy. And, you know, if you want to smoke. If not, dude, that's fine. Raw dog some oxygen, folks. Either way, whatever you're doing, enjoy it. We're glad you're enjoying it with us. Cheers to you. Happy Monday.
Leroy, you can't say that if you're not doing it.
Yeah, Lee. You have the technology, not me. I'm a simple man. Simple man. Speaking of a simple man, let's talk about a simple game plan here from Gabe Green coming into the lightweight division against Mateos Camilo. My flippin' goodness. Just, I mean, apparently it was not shocking, right? How many people had him as their dog of the week or as their underdog?
I took him. But I will tell you this, though. That first round where he had him in the triangle, I was like, oh, it's over. It's over. Like McDane had him as his dog of the week, and I know he was so nervous. I know he was scared. We were talking about it before we jumped on the stream, and he was like, bro, I was so nervous. And then when he won, he was like jumping up screaming.
Dude, yeah. I mean, the first round was definitely scary waters. And even if you look at it on paper, like if you didn't know who won, you blind at the top, right? 36-33 on total strikes, 12-13 on significant strikes, 0 takedowns to 2 takedowns, 1 submission attempt to 1 submission attempt. I would think the dude with 2 takedowns probably won the fight. But I would definitely be wrong. Because it was Gabe Green. He went out there, did pretty much exactly what he needed to do in that second round specifically. I mean, again, you took him as one of your dogs. Not your dog of the week, though, right?
No,
you took Moises.
Unfortunately.
But at least one of your dogs hit. That's better than me this week. I had a terrible week on dog picks. How were you feeling in that first round? And how much better did you feel in that second round?
I thought it was done. I thought it was a wrap. I thought Camilo was going to make easy work of Gabe Green. I was like, what was I thinking? And sure enough, man, you know, like those vets that have been in the UFC, like they're not going to go away at the first sign of like adversity. And, you know, the young guys making their debuts, they're not used to it. And when they get a guy where like, yeah, like I had you and now this guy bounced back and it's the second round and this guy's walking forward, it's just totally different experience for them. And I'm sure like they're confident. It just takes so much of their confidence when they see it too.
Chris Cushman said, Gabe looked good. I didn't expect it. One of my only wrong picks. No shame to admit it. Dude, same, Chris. Same.
Yeah.
I picked against him, and yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit it, bro. Mistakes were made. That's okay. He wasn't on any of my bets, just in the underdogs competition, which you live and you learn. Gosh darn it. Speaking of living and learning, I have another shot to do. Because this was my dog of the week. This was my dog of the week. Yep, it was Juicy J, folks. I really thought Juicy J, Julian Erosa, and was going to go out there and get it done over Melquizael Costa. But, dude, Melk just continues to shock me. He continues to get better every single time he goes out there. And it's honestly very impressive, Cross. Like, the way that he's able to transition, not only in the grappling, but in his striking, it's tricky. He's just a weird, wily, herky-jerky kind of fighter. And he was giving Julian a lot of different looks out there. The head kicks were starting to get to him early on, changing the direction of the kicks. Like, man, he was coming at him from all angles, all directions. I was shocked. But again, I thought there were definitely moments throughout the fight where Juicy J looked really good. The last round, Juicy J was definitely starting to come on a little bit stronger, but I think it was a little bit too little too late. That first round, it just felt like one-way traffic. Second round, it felt like the first half of it, Julian was pretty frustrated, and then he kind of started to find out the timing a little bit and started to kind of catch on. But again, everything that was happening just seemed to be happening a little bit too little too late. And unfortunately for Juicy J, Melk was a step ahead of him throughout the entirety of the fight. Did anything shock you about this fight? I mean, you obviously took Melk.
So for me, yeah, going in, I took Costa. I just thought he would be a little faster than Arosa, even though Arosa had the reach advantage. In Arosa's previous fights, for me, in my opinion, I don't think he uses his reach well. And I mean, he literally just walks in the range, gets in the pocket, and he's going to eat a few shots. And Costa was lighting him up with the jab. The 1-2 was landing, head kicks, spinning back kicks. I mean, Costa was throwing a lot of different things at him, using the footwork, not staying right in front of Arosa, because that's what Arosa wants to do. He wants to be in the pocket. Let's go to a war and let's just see who's going to get it done, who wants it bad enough. But Costa just wouldn't play that game. Towards the end of the fight, he started to slow down a little bit. And once he did, that's when Arosa was starting to land. Arosa would get a little bit momentum, and then Costa would clip him a couple times, and it would kind of shut it down a little bit. But Arosa got on the gas, but just like you said, too little, too late.
And with that being said, as I pour up my shot, since that was my dog of the week, and me and Nano both put one on that one. Again, Nano's going to be so drunk next episode. Do you have a name on the tip of your tongue for who should be next for Juicy J? Not Juicy J. Melquizel Costa.
Melquizel Costa. Honestly, the way he's been looking, he needs a top 15 matchup. Cater and Garcia got a fight. Give him Giga. Giga just lost, right? Give him Giga.
Yeah.
Giga did just lose. Yeah, give him Giga. Because I think Giga's 14, 15, maybe somewhere in there. I think. Let's see. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
You could also. This might be too far up because I'm looking at the Tapology rankings, not the official UFC rankings. I was going to say Bryce Mitchell. I just feel like that'd be a fun, interesting matchup.
Bryce isn't even ranked anymore.
Are you serious on the official UFC rankings?
Yep. Cater's 15, Ige's 14, Onama is 12, Zalal is 12, Onama's 13. Gene Silva's 11, Josh Emmett's 10.
What?
Yeah, I'm with Matchua. Costa torches Bryce Mitchell. I'm definitely with that.
I mean, yeah, I agree. He's that Giga. You're right, William.
Bro, the internet is always undefeated.
You're right, William. Correct. They don't like to score 10-10s, though. 10-9 Costa round 1, 10-10 round 2, 10-9 Arosa round 3. I had it a draw. Oh, gotcha. They don't like scoring 10. I wish they didn't mind scoring 10-10s if it made sense. Yeah, I mean, and I do agree with this.
I don't like seeing draws.
I mean, I don't like seeing draws either, but if it's warranted, it's warranted. That was a close fight.
If it's a draw, give us one more round.
Dude, I love that. I love that. Sudden death round, bro.
Yeah.
Sudden death. Let's go. I also like Josh Emmett. I think Josh Emmett would be a good shout for him. How do you feel about that? Little Melk versus Orc.
I mean, I think it's another bad night out for Josh Emmett, man. The guy's 39 years old. I honestly don't know where Josh Emmett goes, man. I think he's just at that crossroads where are you going to keep fighting, taking more damage, or, ride off into the sunset? What else is there for him, It's not like he's going to go on a title run at 39, 40 years old.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know that he's got another run left in him, so to speak. So, man. Chris Cushman said Juicy J had a good third round. Costa needs a bigger test. I agree. Yep. I definitely agree. Lazy Bed said 3 fights and 3 wins in 85 days for Costa. Great turnover. 100%. If he keeps this pace going, he's in for a record-setting year. Yeah, dude. 100%. Yeah. He's up there with the like Diego Lopez's of the world and the like Kevin Holland, man. Woo-hoo. Call Big Mouth. 1-800-CALL Big Mouth. Man, that was a hell of a fun year for MMA. God, I loved Kevin Holland back then. Yeah, a lot of fun matchups for Melky's El Costa. You got to give him somebody ranked. You got to give him a good test. And with that, cheers, folks. If you're drinking, raise one up. If not, that's totally fine either way. Cheers to you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications.
And then something else. You give Costa a ranked guy. It sends a good message to the fighters in the UFC. Like, hey, if you are active, we're going to move you up. If you win and you are active and you are fighting, we're going to reward you and move you up the rankings, give you ranked guys. And I think that'd be a great message to send to the fighters.
Yeah, 100%. Now, with that being said, my good man, we have to talk about this next bout. A bout that took place in the middleweight division between Nursultan Ruziboyev and Dustin Stoltzfus. Man, this was a bit of an interesting back and forth. I thought it could have gone either way on the scorecards. I mean, on live watch, am I alone in that? Like, this was a much closer fight than it was supposed to be.
I think it was much closer just because there wasn't a lot of action. I mean, it looked like Ruziboyev didn't really want to take much risk, and it looked like Stoltzfus was kind of giving Ruziboyev a little bit too much respect, and I think that's why we got the fight we got.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I completely agree. I think he was showing him a little bit too much respect. And I don't know, maybe he's just like afraid of being KO'd or flatlined, but I also don't think that Nursultan has like that kind of one-shot power that you should be that afraid of, right? But again, both men went out there and fought a good, albeit not the most exciting fight. Very back and forth. But yeah, Nursultan did exactly what he needed to do to get that win. Outlanded his opponent 35-21 on significant strikes, which is sad to say out loud for a 15-minute fight. 53-41 on total strikes landed. And Nursultan, believe it or not, landed less takedowns than Dustin Stoltzfus. But he also got less control time, by the way. 3 minutes 21 seconds to 5 minutes and 11 seconds on control time. Yeah. I completely agree with Chris Cushman's comment here. Dustin had heart and he got beat. Ruz is good. Yeah. Ruziboyev is fantastic. Matua said, sudden death round. Question for Olan and Cross. If there's a draw, would sudden death round be a full 5 minutes or 3 or something else? Because fuck a draw.
I say a full 5 minutes.
I would beg to differ and say 3 minutes. I'd say give them 3 minute sudden death round. That way there's less time on the clock. They have more of a reason to sprint or give it a mad dash. And hopefully we get a finish because both guys, have to be tired at that point.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But at the same time, I think when you get to that point and both fighters know like it's tied, because I feel like in those situations, one guy feels like they have the fight won easily. And then when they hear that the fight is tied, like, oh, no, like, I really got to go. Like, they think this is way more competitive than what it is. So I think naturally that would happen.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't think you're wrong. I definitely don't think you're wrong. Let's see here. Can't believe he made 170 for the Buckley fight, dude.
Yeah.
That's insane.
6'5", bro. It's massive.
It's a big man. At the very least, Stoltzfus has a back like a bag of ropes. Can't take that from him. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, that dude is built like a brick shithouse for sure. Yeah. Now, with that being said, Cross, do you have any names on the tip of your tongue for who you think should be next for Nursultan Ruziboyev at middleweight?
Michelle Pereira?
Ooh. Hopefully he doesn't dance on his way out.
Cause I think he's on a decline big time.
I would agree with you.
Cause that last fight, he looked like he just did not want to be in there at all.
How about Bo Nickel?
Yeah. It also could be another L for Bo too, though.
I know. I'm suggesting it and just throwing it out into the ether, hoping that people pick it up, catches wind, and then we get that because Vegas will give us really good odds on that.
Yeah, I think they're gonna give Bo Nickel a major step back in competition in his next fight.
So while we're on that, real quick, who would you like to see Bo Nickel fight next? Andre Petroski. They're finally gonna do it.
That actually makes sense.
They should do it, bro.
It makes sense. You know, like two grapplers, because Petroski's definitely gonna wrestle for sure.
Petroski's been calling him out for fucking 3 years.
Yeah, make it happen.
And he's literally been saying, like, you're the self-proclaimed best wrestler in the UFC. Let me show you I'm the better wrestler. But he says it in like that Eddie Alvarez voice.
Yeah, I think they definitely should make that fight happen for sure.
That's a fun fight.
Absolutely.
Everybody in the chat, let us know, like, who would you like Bo Nickel to fight next? And why is it also Andre Petroski? I just feel like that one is too easy.
Where's Bo from? Petroski's from Philly? Is he a Philly guy?
Petroski's from Philly. He's a Philly guy.
Because I know Bo went to Penn State, so some little East Coast action right there,
That's right. Penn State. Imagine being like the dude with the Hodge Trophy, and then you go out there and you get beat by Petroski, and he out grapples you. Because I've said this for years, and you'll back me on this, because I think we actually had this conversation at fucking IHOP. Like, MMA grappling is very different than grappling, wrestling grappling, BJJ grappling. Because like in BJJ, I can't punch you in the fucking mouth. If we're wrestling, I can't elbow you in the jaw. But if we're doing MMA, I could do all of the above. I can also knee you in the rib cage. That'll make you let go of your grip pretty quick. So a lot of different things you could do that you can't do in regular traditional grappling or BJJ. So always just a curious conversation, right? But with that being said, we have a co-main event to talk about, my guy. Not the co-main event we thought we'd be talking about, but nonetheless, it's a co-main event to talk about. It was a lightweight bout between Sadiq Youssef, Super Sadiq, and Myron Santos. Man, this one did not go the way I thought it was going to go. In Japan, they kick you in the face.
Yeah, and Ryzen, soccer kicks are okay.
Oh, I was like, I just got back from Japan. I didn't get kicked in the face one time. What are you talking about, my guy?
What's up, Lane? Good to see you in here.
Oh, that was funny as hell. In Japan, they can kick you in the face. Yes, they can. I want Nickel versus Pfeiffer. Oh, no, dude. That would be like in Tekken when you choose the same character and they just give him like a slightly different haircut and outfit. Yeah. It's the same dude. But like one does like a little better striking, one does a little better grappling. But I'm with it. I'm also with it, Lazy Bed. What up, Lane? Hope you're having a great night. LMAO and Ryzen. Sorry, man. Chris, thank you. Thank you.
No worries, brother. We knew what you meant.
Yeah, luckily I had the man to my right to clear it up very quickly. So yeah, another one of my dogs this week was Super Sadiq Youssef. So this one obviously went a little bit different in real life than I thought it was going to go on paper. 71-60 on total strikes, 40-36 on significant strikes. I don't know, man. This was a very, very close match. I thought Sadiq was looking really, really good out there. He had his moments, but Myron just used the range very, very well in this fight. Tell the people what stood out to you as I pour my last shot of the show here.
So going in, I was right there with you, man. I took Sadiq Yusuf as well. Like, I don't know. I think the Diego Lopez fight, that loss, I think it did a lot to his confidence, and it just looked like it for me, because Santos in the previous fight, like he got out grappled, got outstruck, and got a robbery win. So I was coming in thinking like, this would be a good bounce back opportunity for Sadiq. And to me, he just looked a big gunshot, like he didn't want to lead the dance, get after it. And, Santos did what he needed to do and got the win.
He did. It looked like, I think the biggest problem with Sadiq in this fight is, and William said it this way, which is not the way I felt, but I'll read the comment. Sadiq looked like someone who was trying to look like he understood how to strike, but didn't actually know how to. Exaggerated, pointless movements. That part I do agree with. A lot of exaggerated, pointless movements. I don't think that's because he was trying to look like somebody who knew how to strike, because I think he actually is a very proficient striker, right? He knows how to make his own music, right? Like if you're learning how to play an instrument, they'll tell you learn the chords, learn the basics, then you learn how to make music. He knows the chords. He knows how to make music. The issue is when you're in there with somebody who's quicker, longer, maybe even a little bit stronger than you, they hit you with things that catch you off guard. And then just like that, it switches something on inside of you, or off, depending on how you look at it. But it delays your timing. It delays the way that you implement your game plan, because what happens is, and I've witnessed, I've had this happen in sparring myself, right? Like you have this happen, and like you were saying with confidence, right, Cross? It'll either make or break you. When you eat that first shot or that second shot or that third shot, and you're like, oh fuck, that hurt. I didn't think he was going to be this stronger. I didn't think it was going to be this hard to get inside his guard, to land my own shots, etc. It makes you start thinking about your next move versus just executing your next move. And I think the biggest issue, the biggest mistake, right, with Super Sadiq Yusuf in this fight, it was the fact that he was thinking. He was thinking a whole lot, and he was not executing nearly enough. So, yeah. I just feel like he was doing a lot of thinking and not a lot of executing in there. And that's why Myron Santos was able to take over the fight and really start to dictate the pace of the fight. Mm-hmm. Matua says Santos is a bigger body than I thought. Yeah, dude, he's big.
Bro, it's literally just legs, bro. Like his torso is like this big. I don't know if anybody else caught on to that, but like he literally is legs and arms pretty much.
Knows how to make his own music. Olan. Great analogy about Sadiq striking, dude. My guy, thank you. You're Myron Santos. You just spent media week saying how you've been cutting 40 pounds to make flyweight. You put on a performance like that against formerly ranked Sadiq. Do you stay at lightweight, or do you go back to flyweight or featherweight? That's a tough question. I'm going to do this shot while Crossover answers it. Cheers, folks.
I think you should stay at featherweight, personally. Because, I mean, if he goes up to lightweight, I don't know if his power really plays up there. I mean, maybe it does. I don't really know. I think you got to get some more fights under your belt at your weight class. And if you're having some issues like continuously, then move up. But for right now, hey, stick in your weight class until there's a reason for you to move.
Let me ask you this. Where's the quickest path to the title? Feather or lightweight right now? There's somewhat of a logjam. You could say it both.
Yeah.
With the situation going on, right? And we can talk about that at fucking ad nauseum, but we won't. So yeah, just in a nutshell, like which one do you think has less of a logjam, I guess?
I would say just from a number standpoint, there's more guys at lightweight, period. Like you go up there, it's just overall more fighters you got to get through to get up there. And I get it. Like the top of the division is getting very old. It's about to replenish. Like I get it. I get it. But I don't know. I mean, if you just look at the amount of fighters at lightweight, I think it has the most actual fighters in the UFC, if I remember correctly.
You started, which one did you say? Lightweight has the most?
Lightweight, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely remember that being the case. Now, I have to pull this up from the chat. Santos versus Kevin Barejos.
I like that.
Fuck.
I like that a lot.
I like that a lot. That's
Great
a fun
shout.
one, Chris.
Great shout right there.
That's a fun one, Chris. Hey. Wait, what? Mighty Mouse and TJ Dillashaw.
I think they're saying me and you.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh.
I was like, brother just named 2 retired people. That's incredible.
I do like the roofie patty shout though.
That's hilarious.
I don't think they'll do it for roofie, but that's a phenomenal fight though. Phenomenal fight.
Roofie versus Patty. I like that a lot too. Yeah. That's a fun fight, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you take in that fight?
Right today, probably Patty today.
Wow.
And I wasn't even a Patty guy, dog, but bro, he is big for the weight class. And you just can tell, man, that strength and that grappling is for real. And until we've seen like Roofie deal with some of that, I don't think you throw him in there with a guy that just is so good on the ground like that in his career. Like let him build a little bit, let him deal with, some grappling, some wrestlers, and maybe then we can make that fight.
Lazy Ben said for like Ed Herman and a bald, skinny OSP. Brother, if you only see this dude in person, he's probably more jacked than OSP these days. And Ed Herman, bro, like, do I look like I have red hair on the fucking camera? I have dark brown hair in real life, brother. Ed Herman, I mean, that's a good shout. Like, he's a fun fighter, but
Lazy says skinny in comparison to OSP because he's like 300 pounds now.
Okay, all right. Really? You know what? You were talking about heavyweight OSP that has to cut to make 265. Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah, light heavyweight OSP is like my size.
Oh man. What the me? Brother. What is happening right now?
Definitely not me, brother.
They for sure got to be talking about you. They just declared this week that gingers are black.
You know what? I did see that. That's cool.
And I don't have red hair, so I think it's actually you they're talking about, brother. Respectfully.
Ooh, Cal Barrio and Fluffy. I like that a lot.
Ooh.
But they'll probably do Cal with Imavov, probably.
Yeah, I don't think they'd want to do that because right now both those guys are surging, and they can build them for different reasons.
So who you gonna fight them?
Like, who's gonna fight each of them?
Yeah, because they're both in the top 5. But Mavov just knocked out Izzy. Cal Barrio just beat somebody in the top 5. I can't remember who it was. You give one of them Strickland.
Kyle versus Izzy.
I don't think you can give Izzy a top 5 matchup after getting knocked out.
Izzy's number 4.
Yeah, but what's Cal?
6.
I think you got to give Izzy even a bigger step down, dog. Like he got almost vaporized by Imavov.
Oh, you're just fucking trying to save your guy, bro. All right. Kyle versus Strickland. Versus Strickland.
Izzy isn't even my guy, dog.
Kyle versus Strickland.
You see this guy right here. Izzy isn't my guy, dog.
Chum. Kyle versus Strickland. How about that?
I like that. All right.
And Chris Kyle versus Strickland.
Oh, my bad. Strickland. Whitaker's got RDR. Cal versus Hamzat. Hamzat about to be champ.
Hamzat is not about to be champ. DDP is gonna destroy him.
Bro. Hey, just get prepared.
You guys are gonna see Crossover do not one but two shots on the stream. Because we're betting a double on that one, big boy. I know that's your guy. I see him behind you.
You already know.
I see him behind you, bro. I already know. That's actually your guy. Kamzat is your fucking guy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I already know that. But DDP is gonna beat your boy, I think, bro.
No, brother.
Brother.
Like,
and
I'm so surprised you feel that way. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it surprises me.
Because you think I'm just like a big grapple guy. I'm big Dagestani guy. You know, brother, listen. I trained AKA for years, brother. I love these Dagestani guys, these grapplers, brother. But DDP, these Drikas, he is number one bullshit, but he's going to smash your boy.
No chance.
Brother, I know you don't like this. Inshallah, he's gonna smash your boy.
Bro, Chimaev gonna get him down, and it's gonna be like a hot knife through butter on the ground. Hot knife through butter. Like the pace he pushes, he forces you into mistakes. Because he's just on you, like just stressed, like where's he going next? And one wrong decision and fight's over.
If the knife's made of freaking plastic and the butter's made of metal, baby. Come on. That shit ain't gonna cut. I'm telling you right now.
We're gonna see.
Do we already have a bet on this? Me and you don't have a bet on this, do we?
We do not. Besides, I don't like betting on the guys I really, really like, bro. I don't like doing that. Wow. It's too much stress, man.
That's the best part.
Bro.
That's the best part. It's your guy.
Bro, you're built for it, man, with all the shots, bro. You're built to handle all the stress. I can't handle it, dog. I can't handle it.
I'm just saying, if you really believe in Kamzat,
I can make you rich.
You know what I'm saying? Or maybe if his grappling fails.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
Wait, no dog in him.
You're right, Carlos. You are right, bro. When the guys I like fight, man, I am stressed big time.
I'm trying to think. Did you have anybody that you hella like on the 311 card? No, huh? Because you weren't hella stressed at all.
Nah, I wasn't stressed for 311. I wasn't worried. I figured Islam was gonna be easy money, you know, with Moicano. But man, that Marab Umar fight was very fun though. And just the atmosphere in there and like everybody wanting Marab to win was like, it just added to the atmosphere.
Absolutely, bro. And Yuri versus Jamahal.
Oh, yeah.
The sound of that strike.
Mm-hmm.
Haunting, bro. It's so good. Oh, man, that was a good one. Now, folks, we've derailed for a little while here, going into the comments, having a good time, talking about these other fights that are coming up. It's because we had a cancellation, right? We had some time to kill because otherwise we would be talking about a Paul Craig fighting a Rodolfo Bellato. But Rodolfo Bellato got a little case of the herpes. You know, it's like the only thing from Vegas that doesn't stay in Vegas comes back with you. I'm not saying he got it from Vegas. Because if you've ever trained, you also know that you can get that from, you know, some homie that has herpes and trains in BJJ and sweats his herpes sweat on the mat. That's how you get that stuff. Sucks. It sucks. It's wild. Herp-a-derp. Herp-a-derp-a-derp-a herp-a-derp. Chris Cushman, you already know what it is. That boy was herped out. You already know. I herped that. I wish I didn't herp that, but I herped that. Yeah, it's a shame. But, the best thing about this is they will likely just end up rescheduling this fight for like 2 to 3 weeks out. If it's just like a herpes flare-up, that means that it was probably something that showed up like on his face or something where he could have contaminated his opponent, probably on his chest or somewhere. I don't fucking know. I don't know anything about that shit. But I digress. I do know that it's a lot better than an actual injury or sickness, and they will get this one rescheduled pretty quickly. There's a couple of cards coming up that could use a little bit of fluffing, mainly this one coming up in 2 weeks.
Yes.
The Blanchfield versus Barber card. Come on. Co-main event is Mateusz Gamrot and Ludovic Klein. And before that, we got Billy Ray Goff and Ko Suk Hyong. I mean, sheesh. Either
that
way,
makes sense. Shingles, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Lane, that definitely makes sense.
The herpes zoster virus. Yeah. Variation of herpes virus makes more sense. It was extremely painful and extremely contagious. Absolutely. Clicked into a random MMA live chat with 5 listeners, thought it'd step in. Turns out we're on full herpes tuck. Well, when the co-main event ends up getting canceled during the main card because one of the homies has herpes, it's kind of a point of discussion, Paul. Happy to see you in the chat. Hope you're having a great night, my friend. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as we get into the main event of the evening here, folks. With that being said, folks, we'll let Bruce say it since he says it better than we can.
It's time
To talk about this welterweight bout between Gilbert Burns and Michael Morales. My goodness, Cross, I will let you go first. I mean, we all thought Michael Morales was going to come out here and get this done. But did we think he was going to make it look this easy?
I didn't think he would make it look that easy. I mean, I picked Michael Morales going in, and if you think about the guys that Gilbert Burns has been in there with, none of these guys got him out of there, let alone the first round. Like, Hamzat couldn't get him out of there. Sean Brady, like, none of these guys get him out. Michael Morales was impressive, man. I mean, he's got the longest reach in the division, fights very long, like, believes in it. And a lot of times, man, like, wasn't really even had his hands too high, but you just could tell, like, the difference in power was crazy because Gilbert Burns landed a really good shot up against the cage, and Michael Morales just ate it. Like it was a Skittle, just ate it. And it was like every time Morales would land, you just could tell get a big reaction out of Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert Burns got that dog in him, tried to fight. But it just wasn't enough. When they got back to their feet, like Michael Morales just put it on them. And we got another contender, I should say, at 170 pounds. And this low key might be the best time in welterweight history, bro. Like, the division is stacked.
The division is definitely stacked. Welterweight, I think, is probably more stacked now than it ever has been. And this Michael Morales guy, like you said, Gilbert did land pretty early. He landed a big uppercut and a big shot against the cage. And dude ate it like it was just a snack, right? Like, I think you said a Skittle. And yeah, you couldn't be more right, bro. He just chewed on it like it was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And he came out there and landed against his opponent, or rather outlanded against his opponent at a 7-1 differential. 5-35. The biggest thing that stood out to me was the power, not the reach, but the power that Michael Morales has. I knew he was going to have the reach. I knew he was going to know how to use the reach, right? He's long, he's strong. Got to get the friction on, as Sir Mix-a-Lot once said. But the way that he was able to just kind of post and boom, 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 just snap that right hand over the guard. Like, if Gilbert was here, and Gilbert actually has a very good, like, traditional kind of boxer's guard, but he's adjusted with MMA gloves, right? Like, with boxing, You could do this because you've got that extra cushion and it's going to protect your kind of eye level to an extent. And you're also not blocking your vision. Gilbert does one of these guys, right? Where he's like really protecting himself. His hands are against his face to where you're not making him slap himself with those shots. And this fucking guy, Michael Morales, he so cleverly, whenever he would pick his shots, he'd post. He's very loose, right? You saw that as well, Cross. Like he's just super loose on his feet, lucid, throws the hand out. And as that hand posts, even if he doesn't jab, he'll post and then come around and he hits right behind where the glove seam is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not illegal because it's not the back of the head. He's just clipping that ear. And like you said, that's the reason that when he snapped that hand around that guard, Gilbert would look up like, oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
He just tagged me. Because he's hitting either the lining of the ear or best case scenario, right? He's coming right along the back of that glove seam and he's connecting with the back soft lining of the jaw. And
Mm-hmm.
that right there, if you hit there, that's how you break the jaw, kids. That's just easy money on the back lining of the jaw. You pull that forward and he was smashing that side of the face over and over again with that right hand. Let's jump to the new listener here, Paul Imhoff. Small thing people looked over is Burns doesn't deal with a good jab well. Yes, his chin is depleted, but he's been dropped by jabs by Usman, Hooker, Shemaev. Morales has a great jab, set up big shots, 100%. Yep. And just like I was saying, even when he wasn't jabbing, he'd keep that hand in his face. He was posting all the time. So like, if you have a hand in your face, you think, oh, I could just shove it aside. You shove it aside, and then he snaps that jab right back in your face. It's annoying to say the least, man. And the speed, the power, like Morales is the total package.
Mm-hmm.
Ross, what's next for this phenom?
It's interesting at welterweight. It is very interesting because I mean Gilbert Burns was 8 going in, so now Morales is in the top 10. Sheesh, you could do him, Leon Edwards, him versus Ian Gary, the winner of Buckley, Usman. Like it's so many guys. Like Bilal's gonna need a fight. Like the top of welterweight. You literally can just pick a guy. It doesn't matter, and it works for me.
So I'm gonna give you a low, a middle, and a high. Okay, so low for me would be Colby Covington.
Okay,
right, like low, bottom of the barrel.
Do you think Colby takes that? Do you think Colby takes that? No, he doesn't take the fight.
No,
he does not take.
There's nothing to gain and everything to lose for him in that fight.
Yep.
Seventh layer of hair. Yeah, no, he's not taking that fight. But I think it makes sense from a certain standpoint, from a certain point of view. Now, other than that, Kamaru Usman has this fight against Joaquin Buckley.
Mm-hmm.
If Kamaru keeps fighting, if he loses, which most of us think he will, I'd like that fight for him. Right? You give him a kind of a burning out, flickering out legend. Give him a chance to build himself off of that. It's a great stepping stone. And then top of the line, I would say it's a toss-up between Leon Edwards or Shavkat Rakhmonov. But Shavkat Rakhmonov has a reason to wait for the belt. So I don't think he takes that fight. If anything, I'd lean more heavily on Leon being the top of the barrel for him.
So I got a question close to the topic. Who gets... Like, all of these guys got to fight because Islam's getting the next title fight at 170. So that means Brady's got to fight again. Ian Gary's got to fight again. Shavkat's got to fight again. Like, the winner of Buckley, Usman, has to fight again. Like, how do you match these guys up? Because they all have to fight because Islam's coming up.
Winner of Usman, Buckley versus Bilal.
Okay.
And then Sean Brady versus actually, you know what? Hold on. Um, Sean Brady versus Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. And you
And
think
then
Morales
and Leon versus Michael Morales. Sorry, what were you saying, bro?
Oh, that's literally what I was asking the last part. I don't honestly, the way Leon looked in his last fight, like they might just do Leon versus Jorge Masvidal, bro. Like I think,
fuck off, bro!
I
Don't
think
do that.
little bit. I think that
Don't
little bit Leon had, bro. I don't. I think it's done, bro. Like I think Brady broke him for real.
That's tough. That's tough.
Think about it. Got finished at home in London. Dominated.
I mean, he got dominated. He got beat.
Dominated.
Yeah, he got beat up. Muhammad versus Morales. I mean, that's a big step up for Michael.
Yeah.
I heard Muhammad will be out for a while. That's why I was saying the winner of Kamaru versus Joaquim should probably fight Muhammad because that'll give them both time to heal up. Morales versus Prates. Loser has to take the last 2 letters off their name.
I like the fight, but I don't think the UFC will do it.
UFC won't do it because it's burning out 2 stars.
Exactly. That's why I don't think they'll do it.
And you have so much options with those guys. Prates, you don't want to burn out because, Whiskey, Sikahachi, this guy's a fucking star. And Morales is just undefeated. It's easy to build someone that's undefeated. Sorry, was taking a bong hit. My guy.
Yeah,
Don't ever be sorry about that.
You could do Prates, Jeff Neal. Could do that.
That's what should happen next for Prates because that was already scheduled and that one got canceled twice.
Yep.
Not once, but twice, folks. If it gets canceled a 3rd time, it's fucking cursed. Yeah, there's a lot of different fights that need to be made in that division. So that division is kind of a logjam, and it's funny.
155.
Bro. It's funny. And 145. Because of this whole same situation.
No, I feel like 45 is pretty clear. Like it's got to be Vogue Mobstar. Has to be. Has to be, right? Like no way they can continue to do this to Mobstar. No way, right?
Oh, Cross. I love you so much, dude. It should be. Saying it has to be is wrong. Saying it should be is right.
Yeah.
Because if there's anything I've learned, it's Dana doesn't always do what's right. Matua, dude, I'm with you, dude. I'm on your side. I say this as a non-Movzar fan. I want to see the guy get a chance. I think at the very least, he should be given his chance to be, a part of the fucking show here. Come on, folks. He's put in the wins. He's gotten the wins. I don't think he's the most exciting fighter in the world, but again, grappling is part of the game, and I enjoy the grappling aspect. So, give this guy a shot. No one wanted to see Burns versus Morales, but that's the fan slop we got. Hey, come on. I wanted to see Burns versus Morales because I thought that it was actually a good test for Michael. More so before the injury. But if I'm being honest, this version that we got of Gilbert was the best physically fit version we've got of Gilbert in a very long time.
True. But how many losses is he coming off of?
A lot.
Yeah. Let me see. Gilbert
4.
Burns.
4. Yeah. Bilal Muhammad, Jack Della Maddalena, Sean Brady, and Michael Morales. But what a last 4, bro. Come on. Bilal Muhammad, Jackie 3 names, fucking Sean Brady. And then they're like, all right, we've got this other undefeated kid.
But on the flip side, though, his last 2 wins are Jorge Masvidal and Neil Magny as well. So
and before that, his loss was to Khamzat Chimaev. And he almost beat him. He definitely took him to deep waters.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Don't give me that smile. Don't give me that smile. Don't you dare give me that smile. Don't you dare do that.
Oh man, you like that, Matua? Jackie 3 names, dude. I started calling him that like I think 2 weeks after I saw his debut. I'm like, this fucking guy, Jackie 3 names. He's a fucking guy.
Best nose in the UFC.
And then the Anik Florian podcast started calling him, I think, 3 Name Jack, which is very similar, but not the same. So thankful for that. Yeah, Jackie 3 names. I need to make some merch for that. I actually just made some new merch today. It's Tom Aspinall versus John Jones merch.
Can only imagine how that looks. Can only imagine.
Bro, why are you talking shit like it's going to be bad?
I already know.
Hold on. Are you saying that you think I would defame John Jones in any way, shape, or form?
I'm not saying you would defame him, but I'm just saying I'm sure he's probably not painted in the best light, I would imagine.
Brother, I'm posting the link in here right now.
Right.
You can check it out. He's not in a bad light at all, actually.
Right.
Surprisingly.
Right.
Even by my standards, I'm surprised by it.
Because I know how you feel about him.
I'm not a fan, but I'm also not here to talk shit about fighters on merch, bro. Like,
where is John Jones the good person when you need him?
Man, in another dimension somewhere.
Oh yeah, I can rock with that.
It's like a little Street Fighter action, bro.
I can rock with that. Okay.
And there's a couple of little cheeky things on there, you know. Opposing ends. You've also got, let's see here. Right next to each other, you got Ian Gary and Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates wearing the glasses, smoking a cigarette in the character select area. And then right next to Ilia Topuria is Patty Pimblett. Which, you know, the next version of the same shirt is going to be Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Basically going to be a series of fights we wish we got that we may never get.
Yeah.
So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'll cook something up. I'll send you one.
I'm trying to think. I'll think of something.
Yeah. Even if it's like a historic fight, like another one that I thought of that would be good was John Jones, Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva, GSP. It's another one.
Ooh, Anderson Silva, GSP is a really good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, do an official Jones versus Tom Rich. John playing Tom like a piano. Yeah. The more you give John attention, the more he thinks of his wife. Oh my God. Gilbert versus Colby. Old man fight. That either has good grappling or a fun, sloppy kickboxing. I think both say yes, and it's a winnable fight for both. You know what, Paul Imhoff? I hope you hit that subscribe button, my friend, because I love that fight. That's actually a really good call out.
And it's a winnable fight for both guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. Definitely a winnable fight for both guys. Definitely a great shout. And folks, there's like 30 of you in the live right now. We appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to let this gentleman to my right go to bed because he is on a much later time zone than me. I'm not trying to keep him up all night. I know he has to get a workout in probably at like 4:30 a.m. This fit motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Absolutely not. I am not one of those people, brother.
No, you need to rest like those overnight oats, brother.
You know it. I'm telling you, they are so good. They are so good. I'm telling you.
Send me the recipe after this. I literally told the significant other I'm going to try that.
I got you.
So,
I'm telling
folks,
you, you're going to love it.
If you're on my channel right now, as soon as the stream is over, go to his channel at Crossover MMA. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. Check out his other stuff. He's a really, really great channel, great content creator, and I mean, even more so than that, just a great dude. So if you like me, you'll love him. And folks, if you're on his channel, if you didn't hate the sound of me or my takes completely, come on over to @MMA Anomaly as well. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. And we appreciate each and every one of you folks. After the videos are over, leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know what your favorite fight was from this event. Let us know who you think should be next. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us on any of these takes? I know I threw out a really bad take one of those times. I know. I apologize. I get a little bit out of the cage sometimes. All right, folks. But either way, let us know your thoughts. We appreciate each and every one of you. And if you do nothing I've asked you to do across the last minute or so, just do us these two favors. Okay? Say it every show, and I will continue to say it every show. Keep on going and keep on growing, folks. We'll see you next episode. Let's go.
Peace.
You've been listening to the MMA Anomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMA Anomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.